I've red penned my own work so many times, the page started bleeding. That's exactly how it looks tonight. I'm sitting at my desk long after midnight. The city outside softened into distant hums of traffic and muffled echoes of strangers heading home. But here in this room, time has thickened. It's just me, the lamp, and the mountain of drafts that surround me like walls. Every page is marked, some with neat corrections, others with frantic circles, underlines, arrows that shoot across margins like desperate signals. My red pen has bled through entire stacks. Sentences I rewrote 3, 4, 5 times glare back at me in jagged ink. The paper feels almost wounded. The pen is still in my hand, its cap rolling somewhere off to the side. I grip it too tightly, the plastic biting into the soft groove of my fingers. My knuckles ache, but I don't put it down. I rub at my eyes, gritty from hours of staring at the same words. My shoulders hunch forward, caught between fatigue and compulsion. I shift in the chair, but the ache doesn't leave. My lower back protests, my neck stiffens. Still, I reach for another page. The binder in the corner catches my eye. The thick one, its spine bent from years of use. I know what's inside. Proposals, drafts, emails I never sent, hundreds of pages marked in red. All the things I told myself I would polish tomorrow. All the chances I let pass because they weren't flawless. I pull it closer and flip it open. The pages are worn, the ink faded in places. Each draft is like a ghost, a version of me that tried, that got close, but never felt worthy of release. I feel their weight pressing on me, heavier than the paper should be. The silence in the room grows thick. The only sounds are the scratch of my pen and the occasional flutter of paper as I turn a page. Even the clock on the wall seems hesitant to tick, as if it doesn't want to interrupt the cycle. I exhale, sharp and uneven. My chest feels tight. I press my thumb into the corner of the page, hard enough to leave a dent. And the thought arrives, uninvited but familiar. If it isn't flawless, it's worthless. I glance at the clock again. The hands crawl past 1 a.m. How many hours have I lost chasing flawless tonight? How many nights have I repeated this ritual, convincing myself that if I fix just one more thing, I'll finally feel safe to let go. But each correction births another flaw. Each change exposes another imperfection. It's endless. The lamp casts a yellow circle on the desk, but the rest of the room is shadowed. My body feels shadowed too, part of me lit by ambition, the rest swallowed by the darkness of fear. I whisper into the silence, almost afraid of hearing it out loud. Why can't it ever be enough? The papers stare back, red scars, endless revisions. And I know the answer they're giving me, because I won't let it be. I thought if I just kept fixing, I'd finally feel worthy of sending it out. That's the lie. Perfection sells me, wrapped in ambition. It whispers, work harder, fix more. If you polish long enough, no one will find fault. You'll be untouchable. But the truth is different. The more I fix, the less I move. Do you do this too? Do you keep a piece of work, an email, a report, a pitch, trapped in endless drafts? Do you freeze, not because you're lazy, but because you're terrified of being judged? Have you ever convinced yourself that not yet is safer than not perfect? That's the space I live in too often. I trace the origin back to school. I remember writing essays late into the night, scratching out entire paragraphs, rewriting them until the words blurred. My teachers told me I was a good student, but in my head, I was always one mistake away from being exposed as ordinary. I can still see the red marks on those school papers, circles around misspelled words, arrows pointing to awkward phrasing. I carried them like scars, proof that I hadn't done enough. Later, in my first job, I carried the habit forward. I drafted emails, then rewrote them 10 times before sending. I crafted presentations, editing until the deadline loomed like a guillotine. I thought if I controlled every detail, I could protect myself from criticism. But control didn't save me. It stalled me. I missed chances because I was still revising when the moment called. I watched colleagues move forward while I stayed behind, clutching my drafts like safety blankets. Now, in real estate, the stakes feel even higher. Every proposal feels like my reputation on the line. Every document feels like a mirror reflecting my worth. I tell myself, if it isn't flawless, they'll walk away. So I push harder. I cover pages in ink. I let nights slip into mornings. And still, the voice doesn't quiet. It grows louder. Not yet. Not good enough. Fix it again. I look at the heavy binder filled with revisions. Its spine cracks when I turn a page, like the groan of something overburdened. It's a monument to my paralysis. Every sheet inside is an opportunity I strangled with perfection. Perfection is a cage disguised as ambition. I once underlined that in a book, and I thought, yes, that's me. But I didn't know how to walk out of the cage. Because the bars aren't visible. They're in my head. They're in the red marks on these pages. They're in the fear of colleagues whispering behind my back, of clients frowning at a mistake, of being seen as careless, sloppy, less. And so I keep myself locked here, telling myself I'm chasing excellence, when really, I'm just avoiding exposure. The irony is brutal. Perfection hasn't made me excellent. It has made me absent. Absent from opportunities. Absent from momentum. Absent from the freedom of release. I sit here with drafts bleeding red, my pen uncapped, the binder sagging under its own weight, and I realize this isn't ambition. This is fear, dressed up in neat handwriting. And the longer I cling to it, the further I drift from progress. The printer groaned, like it was mocking me. I had hit print, finally deciding to lay out the newest version of my proposal, and the machine, Word, stuttered, then jammed with a shrill beep. Paper crumpled inside, half fed, half chewed. I yanked the tray open, tugged the page free. The ink smeared, the words warped. The title, my carefully crafted title, was smeared into something unreadable. It felt symbolic, almost cruel, like the universe itself was saying, "Not good enough, not yet." I threw the ruined page on the floor. My hands trembled as I fed another sheet through. Again, the printer jammed. Again, the paper crumpled. The sound grated on my nerves until I wanted to scream. I looked around the office. Pages littered the floor. Red-marked drafts, half-printed proposals, smeared words. The lamp's light flickered, throwing uneven shadows. My chest tightened as the thought loop began. Not good enough. Not good enough. Not good enough. I whispered it out loud, almost chanting without meaning to. My breath quickened. My pulse raced in my throat. I grabbed one of the drafts, stared at it. Every correction screamed flaw. Every circle felt like failure. I crumpled it in my fist and hurled it across the room. It landed against the wall with a dull slap, falling flat. Another followed, then another, until the desk was nearly bare and the floor was covered. And when I stopped, the silence was unbearable. I pressed my hands to my face. Heat flushed my skin. I felt trapped in my own body, powerless. The thought pounded harder. Not good enough, not yet, not ever. I slumped into the chair, limp. My arms hung heavy at my sides. My gaze fell on the binder of revisions, still open. Its pages stared back like a jury delivering its sentence. Hopelessness thickened. I felt small, like a child being scolded. Shame crept into my bones. And for a moment, a dangerous moment, I believed I had ruined everything. By clinging too hard, I had let the opportunity pass. I had trapped myself in endless revision until the window closed. I whispered, barely audible, "I've lost it. It's gone." The printer light blinked in the corner, a slow, taunting rhythm, and I sat there, surrounded by pages, convinced I was powerless. But powerlessness isn't the truth. After the tears dried, after the anger ebbed, I sat still in the chair, staring at the glow of my laptop screen. The draft was still open. My proposal was still there, waiting. I realized I could keep revising until dawn. I could bury another version in the binder. I could let this slip away, like all the others. Or I could let it go. The thought was terrifying. My hands shook, just hovering over the keyboard. My inner critic shouted, "Not ready? Not good enough. You'll regret this." But beneath it, a quieter voice whispered, "Action opens doors. Perfection closes them." I looked at the send button. Just one click, one choice between the cage and the open air. I breathed in. My chest tightened, then released. I whispered the words I wasn't sure I believed yet. Good enough is progress. My finger pressed the trackpad. The cursor hovered. My breath held. And then, click. The email whooshed away. Gone. Out of my hands. For a second, panic surged. My heart raced. My stomach dropped. I wanted to grab it back, reel it in. But then, something unexpected happened. Relief. Relief washed through me like a tide. The world didn't collapse. No alarms blared. No client stormed into the room shouting. Nothing shattered. The pages on the floor were still scattered. The binder was still heavy. The lamp still hummed. But me? I felt lighter. I leaned back in the chair, breath coming easier than it had in hours. My shoulders dropped, my jaw unclenched. I let out a laugh, shaky, surprised, but real. Because I had done it, not flawlessly, not perfectly, but I had moved. And movement, I realized, is the real progress. I said the mantra again, steadier this time. Good enough is progress. I thought of all the nights I had wasted in pursuit of flawless, all the chances buried under drafts. I thought of the binder, the red-inked pages, the cage I had mistaken for ambition. And then I looked at my laptop, the sent folder glowing on the screen, proof that I had chosen release over paralysis. I whispered once more, this time with trust. Good enough is progress. After I pressed send, the relief stayed with me. It was small, quiet, but real, and I knew I needed to capture it before perfection crept back in, before my critic convinced me it was a fluke. So I tried something new. I called it minimum viable action. Here's what it looked like. I took another task that had been sitting on my desk, an email draft I'd been revising for 3 days. Nothing dramatic, just a client update. I opened it and forced myself to read it, not with the eye of a critic, but with the eye of someone who simply wanted to connect. 80% done. That was enough. I told myself out loud, this is the 80% version. This is the version that moves me forward. It felt strange at first, almost rebellious. My inner critic tried to jump in, fix that phrase, reword that sentence, make it smoother, but I pressed my finger gently against the send key, felt the cool plastic under my skin, and reminded myself, imperfect action is always stronger than perfect delay. Click, gone. The second release was easier than the first, and I noticed something. The ground beneath me felt steadier. The act of letting go anchored me more than holding on ever had. I sat back, looked at the notebook where I'd scribbled mantras before, and wrote, progress over polish. The ink flowed smoothly. The words looked almost defiant in their simplicity. I thought of all the tasks I had delayed, all the drafts I had buried, all the binders full of almosts, and I realized each of them could have been a step forward if I had let them go at 80%. I pressed my feet firmly into the floor, felt the carpet fibers press back against my soles. The physical reminder grounded me. Momentum starts right here, in the body, in the choice to act. And for the first time, I believed it. Good enough is progress. Releasing control is where momentum begins. That's the truth I carry with me now. Not that I'll never crave perfection again. I will. Not that the red pen will disappear. It won't. But that progress lives in release, not in revision without end. I used to think momentum required mastery, that only flawless work could move me forward. But I see now, momentum is the real masterpiece. So I tell myself, good enough is progress. I whisper it when my hand hovers over the send button. I say it steady when the binder of revisions tempts me back. I declare it bold when the critic in my head tells me I'll regret letting go. Because every imperfect release proves it true. I move forward. I breathe easier. I live freer. As I sit here tonight, I hear the wind chime outside my window, tinkling softly in the breeze. No note is perfect. Some tones clash, some fade quickly, some linger longer. But together, they create something alive, something fluid, something beautiful. precisely because it isn't flawless. That's me. That's my work. That's my momentum. So I close tonight with this mantra. For me and for you, good enough is progress. Some nights I can only say it quietly. Other times, I manage it steadily because I'm starting to believe it. And on the best days, I can say it boldly because I know it in my bones. Momentum is my real masterpiece. So let me ask you, what's one task you'll release sooner instead of over-perfecting? Write it down, share it, send it. Let someone else see you move. Because your forward motion might just free someone else from their cage. And that, to me, is flawless.